Hello there. This is going to be my 2-in-1 review for Ahsoka episodes 7 and 8. So as always, be very careful for spoilers. Let's finish reviewing this show. So episode 7. Senator Ziono is an absolute dick. People like him are the reason the First Order will rise and wipe the Republic out. And he just speaks for every single person that got blew up on, Hosnian Prime that day. They just ignored the threat and got wiped out because of it. And those are the seeds being planted here. So we get C-3PO. C-3PO comes to speak on behalf of Leia, and it's just great to see him, You could say it's a cheap cameo, but, it's harmless and it works for the story. He's come on behalf of Leia, and Leia was, she was referenced a few episodes ago. She's that kind of like rebellious. She's got that rebellious side to her, even though she's a part of the government now, and she will always be that way. So yeah, she's sticking up for the heroes, and she sent C-3PO on her behalf. So yeah, so I got no problem with that. So the Anakin hologram. So Anakin references Grievous, Ventress, and Dooku, and it was great just to hear their names. I don't really need to say anything else, do I? So we get callbacks to Obi-Wan roasting Anakin in Attack of the Clones for not practicing his saber techniques and instead practicing his wit. And I thought that was quite funny there because, as a fan, that's great to hear. So Ahsoka, you really get that feeling that Ahsoka has that closure for Anakin on all the baggage she was carrying. She just says to Huyang, he was a good master and he was very thoughtful. And I really liked that. It meant a lot to me. So Ahsoka's having fun again, and we love to see it. She's kind of like toying with Huyang, who is like stressing out all the time, and it's just fun to see her having fun. Like the kind of dynamic you get with the original trilogy, team, where they just get absolutely frustrated and annoyed at C-3PO for being the same way, and she just like rides the wave and just like plays with him. It's fun. It's like a slightly different dynamic, and I like to see it. So Thrawn shits himself at Anakin being Ahsoka's master, and Thrawn knows he won't be able to stop Ahsoka, and his best chance is delaying her. Now, obviously, it's Thrawn, it's very clever, and, it's great. It's great to see him being in line with his character that he should be, and yeah, he's very intelligent, so yeah. So Ezra and Sabine are back together, and I think they have great chemistry. They're catching each other up, and they're playing with each other over Ahsoka taking Sabine on as her apprentice, and it's great. It's a great dynamic, and I want to see more of it. So Baylan abandons Shin as he acknowledges that they're on different paths now, and she wants something different than him. I think that's just kind of him like acknowledging that like her heart is not in what he needs to do, and it's best for him just to let her do what she wants. Like she's not what he wants her to be, and he says that's okay, just go off and do your own thing. And I think that's what I take away from that scene. So Sabine's howler is hiding away, and he's a coward, but he's an adorable one. I still think he's adorable. We'll get back into that later. He comes up again. So Ahsoka versus Baylan round 2. Yes, we love it. It's great. It's great. I love seeing these two fight. It's amazing. So Ezra rejects his lightsaber. He's great at hand-to-hand combat, and I know there's memes and comments over this scene, but it's very in character for Ezra to be overconfident and then immediately get his ass handed to him. Like, it's just being in character. Like, it's not, people need to stop bitching about these characters for, like, doing stupid shit when it's called characterization. Ezra's never been, the most intelligent person in the world. Like, he makes constant mistakes in the moment, and he's always done that. So, like, to criticize him for it, it's not really got any foundation. I don't think Ahsoka was admitting she can't defeat Baylan. I think she was saying the question was irrelevant. Like, she wasn't wanting to fight anyway, he was just in her way, and she got by him in the end. She wasn't looking to fight, and neither was he. Like, he says, oh, I can't let you pass, but he does. He doesn't exactly go after her, and he just goes off and does his own thing. I think he just did the whole duel just to keep up appearances. Like he knows his heart isn't in that fight. So yeah, Baylan just walks away. Ahsoka drops in and instantly destroys Shin, and she offers her a chance, but runs away due to feeling betrayed, alone, and afraid. It reminds me of kind of Maris Brood from Force Unleashed, when she gets she feels abandoned by Shaq T, and then she's left alone to pick up the pieces and falls to the dark side, but she's just afraid and alone. So, but yeah, so that's something great I noticed. So Ahsoka laughs for the first time when she's reunited with Ezra, and it's weird, but I've been following Ahsoka since 2008, and I just don't think I've ever actually heard her laugh before, and it's weird, but I liked it. So now we're getting on to episode 8, and the Great Mothers baptize Morgan Elsbeth. They use the exact same vows that Ventress took when she was baptized.
Do you pledge yourself to the sisterhood, to the magics, and the old ways? I do. Do you abandon your old life for this new one? I do. Your loyalty, your life, my loyalty, my life.
And the Great Mothers then give Morgan the Blade of Talzin, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the exact same sword used to duel Mace Windu in the Clone Wars Season 6. The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord is a play on the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, from the Narnia series, and I like that. I like those little movie references that these titles seem to have. It shows that Dave Filoni is quite, he watches and studies a load of films. So yeah, I like that. So Ezra's building his new lightsaber, and there's a lot to unpack in this episode. They acknowledge Kanan. They talk. Huyang remembers Caleb Doom, and it's a sweet little interaction. Especially when Huyang gives Ezra the same emitter that Kanan had on his lightsaber, and that's a beautiful touch. It just gives the whole kind of relationship a bit of closure there, and everyone's remembering their roots. So I'm wondering why Ezra's lightsaber colours have been changing. His first lightsaber was blue, and then it was green, and now we're back to blue again. And I know there's this kind of explanation that it's about the stance in the Force, but why is he going from blue to green to blue again? It just, I know that you could say that Sabine's got the green lightsaber now, and Luke Skywalker's got a green lightsaber, so why would they give Ezra another green lightsaber? It'd make more sense to give him a blue lightsaber, but I don't know. I guess they could have destroyed Ezra's lightsaber, his original green one, and then Sabine would have to make her own, because I assume she's going to have to make her own eventually. And you never know, she might make the second Darksaber, and I hope she does. I hope she's the one to make the Darksaber, remake it again, because, I missed the Darksaber. I was not happy when it was destroyed, because it's a very unique lightsaber. So, yeah, so it's great to, I guess we'll see. So, Ahsoka references what Anakin said to her when she left the Order when she's talking to Sabine, and Sabine's apologizing for, doing what she did the other episode, and Ahsoka just realized she has to do what Anakin did for her and stand by her, and that's a reference to when Anakin chases her when she leaves the Order. If I've got the clip, I'll put it in the video. So yeah.
What about me? I believed in you. I stood by you.
I know you believe in me, Anakin, and I'm grateful for that.
The troopers choosing to sacrifice themselves shows that Anakin was The troopers choosing to sacrifice themselves shows what Anakin was saying to Ahsoka before. All of them have so much conviction and faith in Thrawn, they'll do more than sacrifice their lives for them, and that'll come back around later when we get to that part. So Sabine's howler finally grows a pair, and it goes running straight through bombardment. You can't get any braver than that, so it's good to see that even the bloody howler has a character arc there. So, seeing the trio fight together was insanely cool. The choreography was tight, the movements, the speed, and, them fighting together as a unit was insanely cool, and I loved it. So, the Night Troopers get resurrected, and it was damn cool. It was very White Walkers from Game of Thrones, and I love it. I can't get enough of zombies, in everything. Although there is a bit of an inconsistency when you watch the episode of the Clone Wars and play Fallen Order, and those zombies sprint and swarm towards the enemy, And these ones kind of move more like Walking Dead zombies, like really slowly, which is made even worse when in the next scene you see them sprint up the stairs. Like, they could have just sprinted towards the trio and overwhelmed them, but obviously, that would make the episode half as long. But it's just, I don't know there. You could have had this, the thing from the Force Unleashed 2 cinematic where they all swarm Starkiller and he is slashing them, and it ends with a repulse. Like, that was a great little cinematic, and they could have gone a bit more intense, but I feel like they're really afraid of going more intense. Like, they're afraid of the spectacle, and I don't know why that is. I don't know, but I guess they want to keep it more grounded, but, spectacle's not a bad thing. So, Undead Death Troopers. Oh my god, they are insanely cool to see, and they are really strong. And we get Ahsoka versus Morgan and the rematch, and it was perhaps one of the best duels of the series. It was fast and it was fluid. So Sabine finally uses the Force, but she has way too much confidence when it came to pushing Ezra, which paid off, which I don't like. I can accept her pulling the lightsaber after practicing it a lot with cups, but not pushing the weight of a person up quite high the first time. They're behaving as if a switch has been flipped, so she now has just all the powers of the Jedi, like, come naturally, and I don't like that. Like, she pulls a lightsaber, so all of a sudden she can just push people around. It's like, she's unlocked it, and it's the same thing that Rey's done. She's just, like, unlocked it, and now she just has all the powers, and I don't like it. I don't like that. So, Ahsoka kills Morgan, and Ezra impersonates a trooper over the comm and takes the trooper's armor, which was very in character from Rebels, and I like that. There's little callbacks. It's silly, but it's Rebels, it's Star Wars, so... Thrawn attempts to jab at Ahsoka for Anakin being her master, and then she realizes that he's played her. It's like the whole message about Ahsoka's lineage, master-apprentice lineage, has been used against her here by Thrawn. And it's kind of like a weird kind of like debate, like, obviously it's she's accepted that she's part of that lineage, and it's like what makes her who she is. But then again, he's literally gone and used that against her, and I feel like she's acknowledged that in the last scene there, and that's what I believe the look on her face is all about. So then we see Morai. Morai's just on the rock and she flies away. So obviously that gives Ahsoka a lot to think about. Like, she only shows up when she's on her path and she needs guidance. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see what this means. Like, obviously, when we get onto it later, we know this planet has a large connection with the Force gods, so the Mortis gods. So yeah. So I also noticed that Morgan sliced one of Ahsoka's lightsabers in half, but when she returns to the Turtle People, she has both on her belt. So she must have fixed it off screen, so that's a relief. It's good to see that they're not permanently destroying another unique lightsaber. That would really annoy me. It really annoyed me in the scene. I was like, oh god. She sliced the lightsaber and it's just another unique color gone. But, no, I did spot it was on her belt, so hopefully, hopefully the dark saber will come back as well. I will never get over the dark saber being gone. So Shin takes command of the raiders. Balin stands atop the statue of the father of Mortis and looks on to a mountain with light spouting out of it. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the same kind of well of the dark side that is in the Mortis arc. If I can find the clip, I'll put it in the video. So Thrawn and the Great Mothers make it back to Dathomir. Ezra makes it back to Hera. Ahsoka says it's time to move on. And I'm thinking, oh no, what does that mean? It makes me feel like Ahsoka and Sabine plan on staying there, like, long term, which I really don't like the idea of. I hope they get back to the main galaxy soon. But then we see Anakin's Force Ghost, and that's just the perfect way to bookend the first season. And it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. So in conclusion, this was a great first season of Ahsoka, and I say that because I think it's purposely setting up a season 2, which I think will hopefully be about finding and redeeming Shin and stopping Balin's Skull, and hopefully making it back to the main galaxy to take part in the big crossover movie. Honestly, it will break my heart if Ahsoka and Sabine are just left to be stranded there forever, and it's not how I want their story to end. So that's all for today, guys. Stay tuned for Friday for What If Savage Survived Part 3. The script is written, and this is where things really start getting a bit crazy. We're going into completely unknown territory now. These branches are really going off on one. So thank you guys for watching. Please, please, please like and subscribe if you want to see more. So that's it now, guys. Bye.